So, if you haven't heard, the Grammys took place last night, and a lot of the artists that were in attendance of it took the time to let us know how they felt about ICE, as well as the ongoing protest in Minneapolis, as well as the Trump administration as a whole. And the overall consensus was fuck Trump and fuck ICE. And the reason why they said this is because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that everything that, the Trump administration is rooted in is white supremacy and an authoritarian way of running the government. And it was so beautiful to see all of these celebrities collectively come together and basically, condemn everything that, Trump and ICE are doing. And, I truly think it's a beautiful thing. But my only problem is with Jelly Roll, because when he was asked about his political opinion, he basically said that he grew up in a household that was burdened by drugs, and that, he never really thought about politics, and that, when it comes to his opinion, he doesn't really believe that we should be asking him about his opinion when it comes to politics. And I felt like that is a cop out. I feel like he's using ignorance as a cop out, because in the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't take a person too far removed from reality to see that, the Trump administration and everything that they're doing is wrong. And it's not just from a legal standpoint, it's from a moral standpoint. And if you can't be a strong enough man to stand up and say, hey, this shit is wrong, then something is wrong with you. And it's more in the moral department, in my opinion. And I also feel like, this is a cop out as well, because, he's saying that, he doesn't, concern himself with politics. But if y'all remember, like I remember, Jelly Roll is the same dude that went to Congress talking about how fentanyl has plagued and burdened his life to a degree where it needs to have stronger legislation. So I feel like if you can sit down and think about, how fentanyl needs stronger legislation because it's taking your friends, then it's not too hard to think about how ICE is picking up people who, are just like living their lives and kidnapping them and taking them to foreign lands. That's not too hard to see. But in my opinion, I feel like he's using ignorance as a cop out. And, it's just something that I can't stand behind, and I no longer support Jelly Roll. But please tell me what y'all think, and we could talk about it. Because I love to talk about this shit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, because it takes a strong man to be able to, stand up in a time where, people that don't look like you are being prosecuted. It takes a really strong person to stand there and say, hey, this is wrong, regardless of who you're cool with, regardless of basically who pays you. You have to be able to stand up and stand for something. And it is clear that Jelly Roll stands for nothing.